Welcome back to another episode of Cascade Valley, the ultimate dynasty in college football 26. Now this week we face Central Michigan, and they're a team that, is pretty much matched up fairly well. But this is a big week because we have a couple guys visiting. Noah Cole is a Sam linebacker we're kind of looking at here, and he's got decent stats, not super fast, but he does a couple of things pretty well. We're hoping that he's got a good depth trait. Along with him, we have Cordavius Royer, probably in the running for best scout name we have right now. This guy, again, another solid player, good strength. We feel like he could be a good guy defensive tackle. And then the third and final guy we have is Joe Moffitt, a Mike linebacker that is going to be a problem if he can ever get his speed up. He's just going to be a little bit too slow, but again, we're just trying to build out this roster for now. The Cascade Valley feels like they're in a pretty good spot. CVU's in a tough battle though for Ezekiel Khan. He's the right tackle we feel like we can land, but with a visit coming up in week 7, Kentucky has a better pipeline. They're working pretty hard towards him, but we're going to do our best to try to land him. But Teron Stick, we're in the running to land him, the only guy offering a scholarship. Rico Huntley, a dual threat quarterback, should also be coming to Cascade Valley after the next week or two. And then we have David Upshaw, who should be committing after this game. We kind of beat out Bowling Green. So we have a couple more recruits coming soon. CVU out here against Central Michigan trying to establish the run on the first play. And there was a great block, but that was really it. Harmon, a couple of adjustments here at the line. Throws one up to Fiercely because he says he's down there somewhere. 3rd and 9 already for the squad. Not exactly looking great, but when you have Mark Fiercely, you just throw it up, and the big fella says, I'm going to go get it. Nobody in Central Michigan is fast enough to catch him. And just like that, CVU, they strike first. Picking up on Central Michigan's first drive. They're going to try to go with the run to get the first down, and CVU's not having it. But the Coyotes have their own 3rd down troubles here. On 3rd and short, Harmon's going to send his running back in motion. Kendall Tyson moves around. The quick dump off, but the tight end screen was blown up. And so that means that Chip Nix is out here. He is looking to drill one. Would be one of his longest field goals in the season. This one's got the leg. Can it stay in there? It does. And Chip Nix drills a 47-yarder. Cascade Valley, they add the points. CMU's defense back up against the ropes here. We're out here in the red zone. Harmon's going to get this one over here to Amir Shakur, who hits him with a nice cut back, and he's down to maybe the 4. If there's one place Coach McMervin has really succeeded with his offense, it's definitely been down here in the red zone. He's going to hand this one off, trying to get Kendall Tyson in there, but they lose a yard. 3rd and goal. Harmon mostly excels here. Across the middle, he's patient, and Amir Shakur didn't get the touchdown earlier on the jet touch pass, but that one, he says he's got it. 3rd quarter here. Central Michigan has scored. It's only a 10-point lead at the moment. Harmon, seeing what he has. Finds, looks like Tyndall, and Tim Tyndall says, let me get in the end zone one time. He's had enough of the games. He's here to step up and score. Back out here on offense. Feeling pretty good. Kendall Tyson trying to evade a CMU defender, and they do just that and get plenty more down to the 20. The offense has been pretty good. The interception was a bit of a fluke early in the game by Harmon. Again, ball gets kind of batted around. Right now, he is stepping up, and he's pushing his guys down the field. Harmon, it just has nowhere to go and says, I'm throwing it away. On 2nd down, he's trying to have a little bit more success. The defense seems a little lost. Harmon sets his feet, throws a strike. He's got Fiercely, and he's inside the 5. A lot of success through the air so far today, but we're trying to make sure that happens on the ground, too. Kendall Tyson sees something, gets to the 1, they say. And to be honest, 12 rushes and under 50 yards is just not exactly cash money, and Kendall's going to lose more yards there. So it's a 3rd and goal. Coach McMervin sees Strickland come in the game, a little bit of a decoy, and Harmon goes up the middle into the end zone, and that feels like Central Michigan might be going home unhappy. And we put on an absolute hurting. CMU does get a couple of garbage time touchdowns or garbage points later, but Lamar Harmon was that guy today. 300 through the air, 5 touchdowns total. That man might be on the Heisman list one day. After the big blowout win, we find out that David Upshaw, the halfback, is going to commit to Cascade Valley. And he's not the only one because Cordavius Royer is coming here too. Cascade Valley back at home. This week we are facing Miami of Ohio. Not the Miami that people loved in the 90s. And Harmon says, I don't love anything that's happening right now as he throws a check down to Fiercely that almost gets picked. This team is having a very surprising 5-1, but if we're being perfectly honest, the teams that we're playing from like a quality of opponent standpoint are not exactly that great. CVU has a couple of recruits visiting this week as well. They feel like they're really hitting their stride on that recruiting trail, but we'll see what happens as they keep trying to rack these guys up. But what a catch by Shakur. There's a lot of guys that came to Cascade Valley this season saying, I'm only going to be here for 1 year because they really want to go become the next major player in college football. And Lamar Harmon might be that guy. We don't know if he's going to be here next year. We don't know if Amir Shakur is going to be here next year. But these guys are making memories right now. Miami of Ohio, though, struggling a little bit here. He's getting stopped, making it 3rd and 6, seeing if they can actually come through and get the first down, and they do. On 3rd and 20, another crucial third down. They go with the read option, which feels like a miss. CVU, big third down themselves. Answering back with Kendall Tyson in the open field. Always a big problem down to the 25. Second quarter, things are working right now. A big pass is overthrown to Tyndall. This offense has been cooking so far. Harmon orchestrating this offense perfectly. Dakota James maybe gets about 6 yards. This is a big, tough 3rd and 4. Harmon gets hit, throws it into the dirt, and that's going to be a field goal. Here comes the freshman, Chip Nix. He did miss an extra point last week, but other than that, he's been mostly good. And this one, a little scary, but it's down the middle, and Cascade Valley adds to their score. Miami does score. We find ourselves back out here, struggling a little bit in the red zone. Having a second drive this close to scoring, ending up not getting a touchdown would be a little heartbreaking for CVU. And Dakota James, a beautiful route, and nearly gets in. But because he steps out of bounds, we find ourselves here in a 3rd and goal yet again. Harmon throws one up, and it's unfortunately intercepted. Miami of Ohio is going to bring it out, which feels like a mistake, and they get to the 5. Wait a second. Miami actually turns the ball right back over, and CVU has it. Pretty close to see if they can get in scoring territory again. Harmon pitches one late, and this is going to lose so many yards for Kendall Tyson. We're going to use the timeout here. 1 left. Things don't look amazing at the moment, but CVU knows they have an opportunity still. Plenty of time to try to make something work. Harmon throws one and it's out of reach of Fiercely. 3rd and goal from the 21 isn't something you really expect to see out here. Harmon trusts his guy, throws one, and it's out of the reach of Tyndall as well. So Chip Nix has an opportunity with 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing back to his left to try to get a field goal to extend this lead to 6. This one's going a little bit right, and that one is going to hook in. So a 13-7 lead should be what CVU takes going into halftime. The good news for Cascade Valley, they get the ball to start the second half, but they've got to do something with it. And they do something immediately here, getting it to Fiercely, who's down the sideline into the 10. Fiercely didn't start the season, which has been one of the weirdest things, but since he's been a starter, he has absolutely cooked. And this time, there's nothing to cook except the defense. Harmon gets the squad back up here, a little 2nd and long. Beautiful little screen pass out, and we're going to see Tyndall stay in bounds and get to the 6-yard line. Because Tyndall fought for extra yards, we got a chance to maybe get in the end zone here. And a short pass to Tyndall in traffic is going to lead to a touchdown. And CVU's lead is starting to increase. Miami of Ohio's got to be a little nervous. CVU does give up points, though, and it's a 5-point game because the extra point, 2-point conversion attempt we had did not go in. But look at Kendall Tyson breaking tackles to the 10. A lot of damage, though. Only the 2nd grab in the game for Kendall Tyson, but a little right elbow injury is not helping him at the moment. This ball, he gets into maybe the 2-yard line. On 2nd and goal, we're trying to score to make something happen here, and that might be the worst defense we have ever seen as Demetrius Williamson gets in the end zone and says, I got a little dance for you. Major decision here. 4th down, 4th quarter. And a beautiful conversion here by the Redhawks. And for the 2nd time this drive, Miami of Ohio is going for another 4th down conversion. This time 4th and 1 should be a little bit easier. We whiff on that one. We're trying to get to him. Their quarterback scores the touchdown. And Miami all of a sudden says, this is still a ball game. And he's letting us know. And the game continues to get scary here as Miami of Ohio has a 3rd and 10. The potential to make something happen. A sack that I believe Mario Ortiz maybe had was broken. This QB has been electric on this last couple of drives. But can we stop him here after so many conversions that he's had today? And the pressure is nearly there, and this man gets away, but he fumbles. There's a strip, and we get a recovery. Cascade Valley, what a play. Dwayne Fox there making the heads-up play. Harmon has the offense back out on the field, and this is going to be a huge drive because this is going to help decide if we walk out of here with a W or have some struggles. And Harmon goes down in bounds. Kendall Tyson's injury seems to be okay, but McDonald's got a little bit of wear and tear. But Tyson's going to take it to the edge, and this all of a sudden is a dangerous spot for Miami. They've given up 2 big plays back-to-back. Kendall Tyson had a pretty bad week last week, only sub 60 yards on the ground, but this has been much better, and that one is another great run. 4 yards away from 100. This will be the first time that Tyson has really hit that mark in what feels like a really long time. Miami uses their very last timeout, and that means the CVU is looking good. And just like that, Coach McMervin gets a very important W. It wasn't the prettiest game, no. The defense did what they needed to do, and the offense struggled a little bit this week, but Lamar Harmon still gets 3 touchdowns in the afternoon. Harmon's day, again, had a lot of struggles. A lot of missed throws, a lot of mistimed throws. He's got to be better. On the ground, Kendall Tyson going over 100 for the first time in a while, and Harmon going over 30 was pretty good. But a late fumble by Tyson almost had the game in jeopardy. But on the receiving side, Fiercely over 100, Amir Shakur over 100, and he gets a touchdown along with Tyndall and Demetrius Williamson getting in the end zone as well. Defensively, the MVP was Dwayne Fox. You never want to see your corner get 11 tackles. It means he was probably giving up a lot out there, but 11 for him and an interception and that fumble recovery, he really changed the game today. From a sack perspective, nobody got involved there. Interceptions again, Fox and Mike Hemphill both get involved, which we needed. Another win and another recruit is Damian Bober, the left guard that we desperately need to add to our squad, is coming to CVU. And along with him, we're going to be seeing Noah Cole, the Sam backer that we've also needed. And your MAC Defensive Player of the Week is Dwayne Fox again. 8 tackles, 11 total when you count what he had from an assistant perspective. A pick, 2 deflections, and a fumble recovery. He was balling out. As we get ready for our next game, we find out that our recruiting class is 35th in the nation right now, which is not bad for a brand new school. A little 3-star class that we feel pretty good about. We got ourselves a safety, defensive tackle, a halfback, an outside linebacker, a left guard, another halfback. We've got a couple of 4-stars we're trying to land too, one being a tackle, one being a halfback. This could be maybe a top 30 class if we're lucky by the end of the season, but the transfer portal would play a big part into that. And for the conference, things are pretty good too. Buffalo right now is currently the #1 team. We are sitting second despite having more conference wins and more wins than the win-loss with the same amount of losses, but it is what it is. Being in the top 2 is the most important part. The MAC is not a super deep, super strong conference, so we just got to keep doing what we're doing. Cascade Valley versus Ball State. This is not one that people are going to watch on TV, but hopefully they'll watch this video as Cascade Valley tries to get win number 7 on the season. Little road game. We haven't seen one of these in a little bit, and Harmon is trying to get his squad ready to get it going. All the time in the world. Gets one to Amir Shakur, who has been deadly this year. Ball State not exactly having a sellout crowd here, and people are missing out on a great game because Cascade Valley has got some dudes that'll make things happen. Harmon, after a good little run, goes through a play action. He's got Amir Shakur running wild, and Shakur is going to catch that and get into the end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, this CVU offense. We hope these guys don't transfer because they are electric. Meanwhile, Ball State trying to pick up a crucial 3rd down, little 3rd and 5 action. Looks like an RPO potentially, and they chose wrong. Way to blow it up. Cascade Valley not doing anything on offense after a big explosive play early on. And Ball State, again, trying to get a 3rd down conversion. And right up the middle, their QB might have paid the price. Ball State's been really good in this drive after a rough start early. And their QB's going to get it out to their halfback, but Cam Rose is all over it. Ball State does not care. 4th and 4, rather than kick a field goal, they said, we're going for it, and we respect the hustle. Deep over here against Mike Hemphill, and that one is not going to fly. The good news is this defense has honestly been pretty good, not allowing any points yet, because the offense, outside of that first play, has done nothing much. 3rd and 9, Kelly trying to make a play, and that one's going to get picked off by Dwayne Fox. What a read by Fox. The offense finally gets back down, this time inside the red zone. First time they've been down here today. And Kendall Tyson gets a touchdown there. Finally, CVU extends that lead again. We've seen Ball State go forward on 4th down multiple times already today, and this time, CVU's defense continues to stop them. Not a lot of time left in the game, 1:17. CVU is just saying, we're going to try to do something, and that ball's lit up as he throws. 2nd and 10, Harmon trying to shake off the cobwebs after that big hit. He sees the blitz, throws one late, and that one's out of bounds. They say he caught it, though. No challenge on that play. CVU. A lot of time. Fiercely gets hit, and he comes back to the ball to get it. What a play. Seeing talent like Mark Fiercely here, a guy that maybe struggled coming out of high school, didn't get the offers that maybe a lot of people thought he should have got. And watching him go to work out here has just been an unreal experience. As is that spin move by Kendall Tyson to the 2. Coyotes get the clock down a little bit. Harmon tries to get rid of this one to Ace Jackson, who is in the end zone. And CVU looking like an unstoppable force right now. Despite an abysmal first half, Ball State does answer back, and all of a sudden we found ourselves only up 2 scores. Harmon slinging one down the field, and Amir Shakur is an absolute problem. When you're talking about the best slot receivers in the nation, you have got to have Amir Shakur's name out there. This dude has just been generationally good. And Harmon throws one away, but I believe they're going to get this man for intentional grounding on that one. Yeah, when the camera's on you, you know that, well, you probably messed up. 2nd down and 23 yards to go. And Harmon just gets rid of it. At this point, Harmon's just trying to get his team in better field goal position. He's going to throw one. It's a little errant, and Fiercely barely holds on to it at the top. And so from the left hash mark with no wind, Chip is going to line up to try to kick one in. Not very difficult. And ladies and gentlemen, that behemoth of a man kicks it off the goalpost, and it's good. Was it pretty? No. But did it count? Absolutely yes. This game was on the verge of being a blowout, and all of a sudden we found ourselves in a game that could get interesting. Kendall Tyson trying to get to the edge, and he does, but he goes out of bounds. Tyson's having a great game, though. Over 130 yards rushing so far, with time for a little bit more. Harmon's going to keep one, cuts upside, and he's going to have it to about 5. 2-minute warning's approaching, but we'd love to get in the end zone one more time, and that ball was not going to work. 3rd and 9, 2-minute warning officially hit. Fiercely's going to catch one, breaks the tackle, fights for his bread, and they say it's 4th and inches. Coach McMervin brings his team despite having this nice little lead. Says we're handing it off, we're giving it to Kendall Tyson, and we are walking out of here with a big-time victory. It's just like that, a 38-14 victory for Cascade Valley. Ball State, they had a chance, they had some moments, but in the end, they had no shot at all. Kendall Tyson, first player of the game in a while, 151 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. What a day for the big-time senior wearing number 8. And as the victories keep on coming, so do the players to Cascade Valley. Joe Moffitt this time is going to be the Mike linebacker coming to CVU. And in back-to-back weeks, Dwayne Fox shows he's that guy, pal. 2 interceptions, 2 tackles. The man continues the ball out. A little stat update. Harmon's having a pretty good year. 65% completion, about 2,000 yards, 20 tutties, 7 interceptions. He's been really good this year. Kendall Tyson starting to find his groove. 600 yards, 75 per game, 5 touchdowns. Harmon, Ace Jackson, Strickland all getting involved there on the ground as well. But in the air, Fiercely, 25 for 543 and 5 touchdowns. Shakur leads us with 6 touchdowns on 500 yards. Then Tyndall doing well, Kendall Tyson, Dakota James, Demetrius Williamson, all these guys doing what they need to do out there. On the blocking perspective, the only guy that's really given up any sacks has been, well, Rich Cherry, but we find it hard to believe that he's the only guy that's done that. Defense, we're seeing the tackle leader is going to be Dwayne Fox. A corner, which again is always a little scary, but Rogeezy, Cam Rose, Blackwell and company, a lot of these guys are doing very good too. From a sack perspective, we are not productive at all here. Bam Mason's got 2, Hemphill's got 1.5, as does Maslu, but we need a lot more to happen here. And interceptions, Dwayne Fox has just been that guy. He has almost as many interceptions as the rest of the team combined. So there's a lot of work to be done. And keeping Chicknicks has been pretty good. 5 for 7 on the year. He's missed 1 extra point. We like what we're seeing, but we need to see a little bit more range from him. We got a rainy day in Buffalo. We were kind of hoping for a little bit of snow. CVU is a team that's, from the north. They would like a little snow, and we rocked some white unis to try to help it out, but we didn't get that either. The offense starts with unbelievable field position as we get a great return, and Kendall Tyson just turned up. On 2nd and 2, a little handoff, little reverse, and Dakota James is in a world of hurt. Coach McMervin has a lot of plays in his playbook that he thinks would look incredible until they actually happen on the field, and then he realizes there's a reason why no one else runs them. And what a pick. Tyndall had it, a late throw by Harmon, and Buffalo is going to take that the other way. Buffalo's got it into the red zone. They're looking to make a play here, and they're going to get to about the 9. On 2nd down, they go back to the run game. This time the QB keeps it, and Bam brings them down. 3rd and 9, CVU playing the pass the whole way. Their quarterback, though, under duress, throws one. And it's a nasty catch from, I believe, Ace Blackwell on that one. And Buffalo's going to strike first to take the lead. A little 3rd and short, though, for CVU as they're trying to just make something happen. This has been a rough drive, but it's going to keep going. They converted that earlier 3rd down, but another one comes right back up. Harmon running for his life and just has to throw one away. And now Rich Cherry, one of our offensive tackles, goes down. That is not a good sign for CVU. Chip Nix does not have a lot of power. It's 11-mile-an-hour winds, and he is nervous right now. This is going to be close. He just misses. I think he had enough power to hit a 47-yarder, but the little fella is not going to get that one to go. Buffalo's out here, though, in a little 3rd and short, trying to make something happen, and the RPO is going to go for the first. Buffalo had a slight injury in the last play, but they still have the ball inside the red zone. They're the only team that scored so far today, and they go with an underneath pass. It is looking like it's terribly close to scoring. 1st and goal. The pressure is there. We get a tackle for loss, which we needed. That was the freshman Bam Mason stepping up there. Going down 14-0 would be really bad for CVU at the moment. This one is going to be close, and Dwayne Fox should have had the pick 6, but instead it was grabbed. 3rd and goal. Buffalo's QB tries to step up, and Lord Maslu brings him down for the first sack in forever. Great effort by the Cascade Valley defense, and all of a sudden Buffalo lining up to go up 10-0 instead of what could have been really bad at 14-0. We have not seen CVU on offense in a minute. They just can't really do anything at the moment. They're getting stifled right now, and look at Jerry and Love get the sack. Coach McMervin did back-to-back cartwheels after an unbelievable defensive effort there, but he needs his guys to make something happen on offense. The effort, just lackluster. Get the ball to Mark Fiercely and let him go to work, though. Harmon races his guys to the line. Goes right back to Fiercely, who grabs that with one hand and then gets picked up like a small child. Little over a minute left. Only down 10-0. Harmon. This is not very cash money, and he gets rid of it to the track. Fiercely is getting press covered. It is in the rain, though. He's a safety on his top side. We'll see what he does. Instead of going to him, we throw one. It's airmailed to Tyndall, and Tyndall brings it to make a 3rd and short. 3rd and short. We're just trying to stay alive here. Shakur on the side is going to grab that one for the first. Squad races back to the line. Harmon's going to again get him here with a little bit of a play action, trying to catch him off guard. He's just not finding the guys open that he wants to find open ultimately. He's going to go to the right-hand side and get out after 5. Time dwindling down here in the first. Fiercely's going up on a Tuesday, and they said he got a toe string in. I'm not sure what a toe string is, but honestly, we'll allow it. Shakur is going to be going on a deep post. We have James underneath. Dakota James in the back left of the end zone, and Dakota James is going to have it. That is going to cut the lead to 3. CVU, that is provocative dancing in front of a cameraman. We honestly will allow it. He scored a touchdown. The days have been long for the CVU defense. They've been on the field a lot in the wet rain. They want their jackets. They can't find them. They also can't find their jock straps because they're getting spun out of them at the moment. 1st and goal for Buffalo. They've got to be feeling good. But Ace Blackwell keeps them away from getting in. They go with another run, and this time Rogeezy stuffs it. They go back to the run, and Lord Mosloo with a tackle for loss. Lord Mosloo's had a rough couple of weeks, but 2 tackles for a loss today. I believe he's a sack as well. This man has just been in the backfield a lot today, and Buffalo takes a 6-point lead, but it could have been so much worse over these last couple of drives. CVU is going to turn it over, unfortunately, though, and Buffalo's right back out here trying to extend the 6-point lead into double digits. Their quarterback has a lot of time here. He gets hit as he throws, and that should have been a sack, but he got rid of it. 2nd and goal. It's like a little bit of a delayed run. They cut back, and the run lanes are beautiful, but it's still 3rd and goal from the 6. The rain continues to come down here in Buffalo, just over 60 degrees. Their QB looking for something, and he throws it away like a coward. They have held on to the rock so long today that our offense just feels like they can't really get on the field. Another field goal attempt. This one, absolutely cash money, and now the lead is going to be 2 different scores. 3rd quarter, CVU back on offense, just trying to make something happen. We need some production. The rain's really been a problem today, so we've got to find a way to just stand up to the rain and say, you won't beat us. Harmon risking it for the biscuit to Shakur, and they say he has it. What a grab. Amir Shakur again, proving why he's one of the best wide receivers in the nation, despite only being a freshman. Harmon just has to get rid of it. Nothing available for him right now. 2nd down, Tyndall, just a guy that you cannot lose in the football field, and somehow they lose track of him as he gets stopped at the 5. The passing offense has been absolutely terrible today, and Harmon has a lot of the reason to take the blame there, but this offense can still get something done. This one's stopped at the line. 2nd and goal here, and that one's overthrown. The rain has really been a problem for Cascade Valley. This is a team that should be used to playing in cold weather, in inclement weather. And they do show it there as Kendall Tyson runs into 500 different people. But he gets across the goal line, and that's all that matters. Defense has their backs against the wall. Buffalo feeling pretty good here. And Rogeezy and a couple of guys miss, and we end up bringing them down to make it 3rd and 2. 3rd and short again for Buffalo. Their QB goes down. What a play. So a 2-point game has a chance to become a 5-point game. Quick math. Special teams. That one goes in. So Buffalo extends their lead a little bit, but it could have been way worse. With 5 minutes left, Harmon and company back out on the field, needing some productivity on offense. It has been a long time since we've been able to say anything good about the offense. Buffalo's crowd kind of silenced at the moment. That didn't help him out. Tyson maybe gets a yard. Back out of the pistol. The play action. Harmon sets his feet, throws one, and it's just bobbled by Dakota James. Great defense. Amir Shakur is actually getting press covered on the outside, so we're going to see if we can exploit that. Shakur has a step, but then we get hit, and that's going to make it 4th and 9. Coach McMervin, I love him what he's seeing. He's taking a risk here. With 4 minutes left in the game, he does not want to send his guys back out. And they are back on defense after a horrible pass on 4th down. CVU is going to try to get a stop here, and Love and company, along with Mosloo, bring him down. 2nd and 15. The RPOs are there, and we got to get some of these guys off the field. The lack of effort by some of our defenders is insane. Ellinger in that play just got turned completely around, and that might have been one of the worst plays we've seen in a long time. Rogeezy nearly gets to that one, but makes them pay regardless. Buffalo starting to chew that clock as much as they possibly can. This time Ellinger, though, does make the tackle. Buffalo's got the opportunity. They go for a check down. This should be a field goal coming up as they hit the 2-minute warning. 4th and 6 from the 21. It's the 38-yarder. Their kicker has been absolutely money in the rain and continues to drill them in. So the good news for Cascade Valley is we have an 8-point game with about 2 minutes left. And that honestly is doable. 34 rushing yards is just not really what this team is built on. Cascade Valley is a team that is built on running the football. They just haven't been able to do it today, but what a run after the catch by Kendall Tyson. We want to preserve our timeouts here because if we can score and keep our timeouts, everything could be okay. Because we may miss our 2-point conversion. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Fiercely, got a chance. Mark Fiercely is a grown man. The Coyotes scramble to get to the line. They're going to try to run this one in and keep all 3 of our timeouts. We get into the end zone with 1:07 left. That is scary, but with 3 timeouts, if we don't get the 2-point conversion, we could still be okay. 2-point conversion, 1:07 left. This is going to be close, and Tyndall's going to drop it. CVU's down 2, but they did keep all 3 of their timeouts because they had a feeling that things might not exactly be working their way. This QB is throwing one over the top. Rogeezy got caught slipping. And Buffalo is going to walk out of here with the W in dramatic fashion. CVU's winning streak is officially over. Coach McMervin getting a little funky, going deep in his playbook here. They technically still have a chance. They're down 9. They had to score twice, but McMervin's just trying to dial something up. 2nd down. Tyndall's got one-on-one and just no way to get to it. 3rd and 10. To the sideline, and Harmon's having a really tough time. 4th and 10. Can anything good happen on this one? The answer is no. That's going to be a great pick by Buffalo. And this is going to be their game to win. Losing is never easy. Doing it on the road is very tough. Doing it at home could honestly be worse. But Buffalo played a great game. They had the defensive scheme, they had the offensive scheme, and they just punched us in the mouth, and we had no answer. Even though the loss came, Noriega decides to actually still go to CVU. So we get our first 4-star, which is a massive achievement. And after our bye week, we also get Teron Stick, who could be the QB of the future for us. We'll check him out in a moment. And joining him as well will be Rico Huntley, another quarterback. So we got a lot of different guys we're trying to get to the QB position in case we happen to lose Lamar Harmon. So first, Teron Stick, 93 throw power, 87 short, 81 medium, 86 deep accuracy. He has unbelievable accuracy for a dual threat QB. 84 speed, 89 excel, already has the dot ability and has the natural. So he would play better in the rain than what we saw from Lamar Harmon. But this is a guy that I think could be an absolute dog. You also do have Rico Huntley, who's not too far off of him. His throw power is decent, his speed is okay, his acceleration. He's got 2 mental abilities, he's got extender unlocked, but his accuracy needs a lot more work. So this guy's more of a project than what we would find in Teron Stick, but I think Stick has the upper hand by far. The recruiting class is also looking incredibly well right now. 10 guys total, 1 4-star, 9 3-stars. We're coming along. 7-2 in your first season is not bad so far, but we still have a couple of games left. Buffalo, again, getting the upper hand on us and leading the conference now means that we just want to get revenge a little bit later on. But so far, so good for Cascade Valley. They just got to finish out this season strong. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.